An Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist who survived 4 Nazi concentration camps wrote one sentence in 1946 that's been quoted by therapists, executives, meditation teachers, even Stephen Covey. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. Question 4 of the 7 mindful questions is that space, the pause and breathe. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Lisa, and this is Science Backed, Soul Supported, day 4 of 7 in 7. Yesterday, we landed on care, the third step down. Today, we're at the bottom of the staircase. Question 4, pause and breathe. We've walked aware, because, and care, the 3 steps down, A, B, C. And today we're standing at the bottom of the stairs with question 4, pause and breathe. What else should I be doing? The teacher I want to bring in today is Viktor Frankl, Austrian neurologist, psychiatrist, and Holocaust survivor. Truly impressive man. He spent 3 years inside 4 Nazi concentration camps, including Auschwitz. I've been to Auschwitz. It's profoundly sad, too. The ground is mourning all that was lost. So Dr. Frankl lost his pregnant wife, his parents, and his brother in Auschwitz. He survived. He came home. And in 1946, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning, which has now sold over 16 million copies in more than 50 languages. Inside that book and in his lectures afterwards is the sentence that's been quoted by therapists, executives, and meditation teachers ever since. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. You know, that line is so famous that it's been misattributed for decades, most often to Stephen Covey, who quoted it in his own works. But the actual provenance is debated. What is not debated, though, is the truth of the sentence. There is a space between what happens to you and what you do next. The size of that space and what you do inside of it, that's the entire game. Question 4 is that space, pause and breathe. What else should I be doing? Margaret Wheatley, organizational theorist, has written something very similar. Thinking is the place where intelligent action begins. We pause long enough to look more carefully at a situation, to see more of its character, to think about why it's happening, to notice how it's affecting us and others. Wheatley's sentence and Frankl's sentence are the same sentence. Pause is the place where the next action gets made. Without pause, the action just gets reproduced from yesterday's tape. In the book, I wrote that the pause is the power of this entire framework. You have the power. Remember He-Man? I have the power. You have the power to control how you react in difficult situations. You have the power to control how you react to people who push your buttons. You have the power of the pause to reframe any situation. Pause before you react to the person pushing your buttons. Pause before you send an email. Any email. And I do mean every email. Pause before you react to that difficult situation, asking instead, how else might I respond? Pause anytime you sense you're getting tense. Question 4 lives in 3 breaths, not 3 minutes, 3 breaths. 1 in, 1 out. 1 in again. Long enough for the prefrontal cortex to deliberate. And it's that part of the brain, long enough for the prefrontal cortex, that deliberate part of the brain, to catch up with the amygdala, which has already swung at the stimulus. Frankl made the case under conditions almost no one has survived. We can make the case today in our own kitchen, our inboxes, with way much less at stake. So, Seven Mindful Questions, the book, gives 3 doors into the pause. Just grid it out. Get the noise out of your head and onto sticky notes. It's the value effort grid. Walk it off. Tat, walk it off. Thich Nhat Hanh's mindful walking, or St. Augustine's by walking it is solved. Journal it. Write the situation out longhand until it stops running in circles in your head. Pick the door that fits today, either the value grid, walking, or journaling, writing it out. It doesn't really matter which of them you choose. It's just choose one and go with it. The result will be the same. You'll make the space. You'll take the breath. You'll let that space be the next thing that comes out of this practice. Tomorrow, we start the climb. Question 5. Choose. What is essential? Bottom of the stairs is where we plant our foot. Today, just rest in the breath. Today, here's your challenge. 3 times, ideally before reacting to something hard, take the 3 breaths before you respond. 1 in, 1 out, and repeat twice. Notice if the words that came out of your mouth or the message that came out of your fingers are different from the ones that would have come out without the breath. My father-in-law used to go, the internet, do the finger motion. He was hilarious. So the message that came out your fingers. Anyway, the difference is the space that Frankl named, and that space is yours. Own it. The Power of 7 workshop is where we install the pause as a habit in real time, in community, 4 Wednesdays starting June 10th. 6 days from today, we're in the countdown. We're in the low digits. The workshop link is in the description. If today's video gave you a quieter breath, hit the like, drop a comment, especially something about, the place in your day where you needed the 3 breaths. I read every comment. Share with someone whose stimulus and response have collapsed into the same beat. And hit the bell thing, subscribe, follow, like, share, all the things. And tomorrow is question 5, where we choose.